I'm going to talk in this video. I have a video that's uploading. It's taking a long time to upload, but these are the glasses I wore when I wore something to protect my head, and they started to get really big on me, and they're still big on me, but they're not as big as before, which means the swelling in my head came back. You see, before, if you saw my videos, these glasses would come off really easily, but the swelling is coming back. You see that? I'll do this, put my finger here. And before, it was so big that I couldn't even wear these. I had to wear the other glasses because they would just fall off my face. Like I would do something and then it would fall. But you see the swelling is coming back. You know, I'm listening to what they're talking about, and they're trying to put together, they said, my life story. That's my point. You wouldn't have to put it together if you were doing it all along. So they admit that when I went to the sociopaths sleepovers, they did do something to me, which I started out saying from the beginning. They keep forgetting that part of the story. And they said, well, you have over 1,000 videos. How can we keep up? That's the point. Can you imagine? They're talking to me all day and night for years now, and they think I can keep up. Yet they have the technology and they get a chance to have a break from this, and they can't keep up. So I can't keep up, and I'm always in it. They can't keep up, and they're not always in it, and they have the technology to go back and forth. Do you get what I'm saying? So they, you know, that's part of what I'm telling you about these folks. They don't understand. I'm the one being hindered and sabotaged, and I can't keep up. What's their excuse? That's what I've been saying all along. These aren't people who are good enough to do things. There was no way. Yeah, I can't even remember English anymore. There's no way that they would have been the ones to have helped me. That's my point. I shouldn't have to keep defending myself against their lies. Luckily, I am getting people commenting who know that they're liars. But if they can't keep up with all of this and they get a break, they get to step away, they get to live a normal life, how can someone in this position all day and night keep up? So I'm going back to what they said. They admitted it did happen at the sleepovers. I wondered why they were so determined to have me sleeping over. I told you the story in one of the videos. I would go over there because they'd call me up, and next minute, oh, we're going to walk you home. Oh, we'll have someone drive you home. And next minute, oh, you have to sleep over. I don't want to sleep over. That's the truth. And they can't let that seep in, because it feels like this. I told you the example where it's like you get to a point when you talk to these types of people where you think you got through to them, and then it's not. It's like talking to a brick wall. They can't let it get through to them that they know the truth. You don't have to keep investigating the truth. So the other thing that they talked about, they wanted to talk about, I won't talk about certain things because it affects other people, and those people are important to me. And they're affected by that because I told you, anyone I care about, they go after. They go after the people I care about. So that's why I try not to talk about them. But I like to talk about my life. So they said I mentioned in 2016 that that at one point at what was then 9X, Bell Atlantic, Verizon, because they merged a series of mergers, I made about $67,000 in a year. That was a great year. That's my point. They can't keep track of their lies. They can't have it both ways, where I was unsuccessful, then I was successful. I wasn't showing up for work, then I was showing up for work. I'm a dishonest person. On the review from Lacoste, it says I'm honest. I don't understand why we have to keep going over the same thing. It's you know, I feel like it's dealing with people who are manipulative. I said this in a list, you know, I gave you guys a list of topics that I was going to talk about. It's the idea when you're dealing with someone who's so manipulative, they feel like if they keep repeating it over and over again, eventually they'll brainwash you. They'll twist the story just enough for you to believe them. And they don't want me to talk about these things because other people knew. I mean, I worked at a call center. It wasn't like there would be one person. We had a lot of people who knew. So they want to try to threaten me by saying, well, if you talk about this, then we're going to open up another topic. Who cares? Everyone knows these things already. You're the liars. You're the ones who don't know. The truth was already out there. And I'm going to title this, The Truth Was Always Out There. You just didn't want to believe the truth. So the last point I want to make in this video, because hopefully I can get this video up sooner, is that when the truth is out there and people don't want to believe and acknowledge it or accept it, should I waste my time with them? No. So they said, eventually I'm going to turn people off. I feel that that would be the best option, because the people who are turned off by me are the people who weren't ever going to be turned on by me. I'm not going to work that hard to turn on people. Okay. There are, like I said, I have more than enough people I know who care about me, love me. I don't have to work that hard for them. I don't have to, I don't have to struggle and pull and twist and distort myself and put on a fake facade for those people, because they care about me just as I am. These people never did and never will. And I think that was part of the biggest issue with them. So they said, when I'm talking, I tend to look away, and I'll show you my eyes. I tend to look away, and because I'm not the sociopaths like them. This is how they are. They stare at you and they talk because in their minds, they really don't see themselves. And in every circumstance that they gave, they were the issue. Not only do I know they were the issue at that time, but other people had issues with them. The types of issues they don't have with me. I was never going to be the type of person to stalk somebody, stare at them like this with those, not their eyes. I was never going to not talk about my life. If my professor can talk about my life, why can't I? I think that was the moment. You know how I come up with this light bulb? Wait, let me pause this because I don't want to waste a minute of time getting the light bulb. That was the light bulb moment. That moment where I wasn't supposed to be able to talk about my life. These people were going to take over my life and come up with all these different stories so that it seemed like they knew more about me than me. But, they keep saying, oh, I'm going to die. Everybody dies. But before I die, I'm going to make sure I take over my name and my life and make sure I'm the authority in my name, my life. Oh, they're going to cut me off because they don't want the truth to come out. But I'm going to make sure that I am the Shamega Johnson that gets acknowledged for being the character in the book. That I am the Shamega Johnson who did these things and had these experiences. And I'm telling you firsthand. I'm not giving you what they think, what they thought, they saw, what they heard. I'm giving you the firsthand knowledge. And I'm also going to be the person who's not going to bend, twist, or distort myself to be likable. And I think I'll put that in the title too.